Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with yet another session of our Permadeath Outlaw playthrough of No Man's Sky. We are returning here to our last position. We had just gotten our new multi-tool, as you can see, which is all pretty and set up in Class A. We are currently in the process. We're going to continue our quest line because we need to get some chromatic metal, which means we need copper, which means we need a digging tool. So we need to, pardon me, hop on the Awakenings bandwagon and leave the planet. I believe, yes, is the next goal. Real quick, I'm going to set up a key binding for switching our starship view. There we go. There, all right. Up, up, and away. All right, we are testing our starship systems. All right. Rust with W. We're doing that. There we go. Alright, and test a boost. And then space to pulse drive. I want to make sure we have... Yeah, we have enough right now. Oh, good. That's a good place to accidentally stop. It's right next to an asteroid field. Incoming transmission. Source number 4925B. Please identify yourself. We will identify ourselves. You are not alone. Follow the broadcast ends as strangely as it began. The final piece of the signal appears to be a set of planetary coordinates. Input coordinate data.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Right. We are going to mine a bit of tritium here. I believe as a secondary we will also acquire a bit of gold and maybe some silver. Might even get a little platinum. But we probably won't reserve any space at this time for gold, platinum, and silver. We will need it eventually, but asteroids are rather plentiful. We probably won't need to worry about that. We can always come back and blow up a few hundred more asteroids if we need. But I'd like to go ahead and have one stack of tritium, it's not that much in this game mode, 500, so, or well, 1,000, I guess, because we do keep it on the ship. Yeah, and if you're doing this, watch out for these little ships. They will follow wherever you're shooting and try to get you to accidentally shoot them. See, look, watch, see? I turn left, he goes left. I turn right, and he'll turn around here in a second, and he'll go right too. There he is, see him? So, they're programmed to do that. So, all you gotta do is keep turning away from them and shooting asteroids in another direction. But they will keep trying that. If you just shoot willy-nilly and you don't watch them, you'll shoot them and then you'll get hit with a piracy thing and they'll get to attack you and you have to destroy them. There he is again. I'm telling you, it's absolutely obvious that they're programmed that way, and I don't know why the. Developers wanted to do that, but I mean it's clear that that is exactly what's going on there. All right, there we go, and then go ahead and. All right, so we are good on our tritium. Let's see, what do we have? How many planets do we have here? Okay, so the one we were on, New Asiusa? Ew, I'm just coming up blank today. No. Let me think here. Inception. I'm just looking for synonyms for beginnings. There we go. Right, so we left the planet. Now we need to go to the first marker. There it is.
Scan detected.
I don't talk to pirates, I kill pirates. Bring it on. Come on. Bring it on, boys. You want my exosuit upgrade charge, you're gonna have to die. Sorry. Oh, I did forget to mention that I have to fight pirates. It's like a territorial thing, I guess. With an outlaw playthrough, any pirate that appears, I have to fight them. I can't run away. I am allowed to make a strategic retreat, move away from them until my shields can recharge, things like that. But I'm not actually allowed to completely leave them behind and run away. If they're in one of my systems, I have to murderize them. Because that's my territory, man. You can't be in my territory. Alright, let's see. I believe we are looking for a crashed ship. I don't think it's going to be this. I mean, there's definitely something, but I don't think that's what we're looking for. We could definitely land there. Oh, hold on. Was that it? Over to the side over here? No. Let me see. Sometimes it's hard to spot. I think maybe it's not going to hurt us to run around a little bit on the surface. We can land here, assuming this isn't actually it. I don't think it would be this little spot here, but I suppose I could be wrong. I guess I'm wrong. It's that little piece of machinery right there. I thought it would be a crash site. Maybe this is just ooh. That's a cool little dude. Look at what we got here. Another radioactive planet, huh? The sparking wires of the machine generate a signal, tapping out its broadcast into the void. Whoever left the message is long gone. Decipher signal. Decoding 16, 16, 16. Entry number 4925C. No fuel and failed to reach station. Hazard protection low. No choice but to underground. Deployed base computer. As well as the log entry, the signal contains plans for a base computer and a terrain manipulator. With any luck, the base computer will hold more information about whoever is leaving these messages. Extract plans. Alright, we got the base computer and the chromatic metal. There's what we were after, the terrain manipulator. Okay, so we now have our terrain manipulator base computer. So we can begin building our first bolt hole. And of course the best way to do that is to find a appropriate planet, which would be whichever one is not, whichever one is the least deadly for just walking around on the surface. Okay. But we did land on this one, so it gets a name. We will call this one Debut. 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 No, sorry, I'm so bad. No, it's debut. And let's see. Let's try the little ringed planet. Actually, sorry. Sometimes you can tell by the way they look, if they're going to be... These look pretty barren. This one is either going to be horrendous or not bad. This one is probably going to be horrendous. We'll try one of these then. But... It's going to be a while before we can scan anything before we... that is the wrong... Sorry about that. That is the wrong button. The wrong button. Let's see. So, there we go. Let's see, what do we got here? It's often easier in this view to get it to come up with the little prompt. There we go. All right, so this one we've got an overgrown but aggressive sentinels. That's not a good one to go to. Normally overgrown is actually usually a pretty good planet. Marshy, that one could be good. copper, facium, and salt. Let's go with let's try the marshy one out. Most likely it'll be safe, but it'll have storms. So we'll see about this one. And this is just a generalization with the, you know, it's not a paradise planet by any means, but usually a marshy one you'll have long periods of, you know, not taking sustained damage from like radiation or cold or heat. Sometimes though marshy planets can be hot. I don't think this one will be though, not with the copper, facium, and salt all being. If it had phosphorus, it might be hot. It'd still be described as marshy, but I think if it was hot, it might have a different. Yeah. Damn. So this one's not going to work as a good base planet. I mean, we are going to find a place to land. Hopefully, we'll find a place that's free to land and take back off. I do need to put some launch fuel in this ship of ours, but I did make some, right? Yeah, I did. And we might as well. It takes 25%. Maybe it might even take more because we're on higher fuel consumption settings. So it takes at least 25%, so we wouldn't have been able to take off with what we had. In any case, we can probably mine some copper if we can find a good place to land while on this planet. But I wouldn't set up a base on this planet because of the terrain. The planet that you set your base up on, you want it to have a fairly easy to cross terrain so you can go wandering, you know, around your base and explore and stuff. And a terrain like this is, I mean, you can traverse it, but it's until you have movement upgrades and things like that, it's going to be really tough to get anywhere on a planet with this many mountains. Yeah, and that's all there is to it. You're going to spend more time getting up and down to cover 4 or 5 units across the ground than you really want to. I should be scanning more often. I was just visually looking for somewhere, but a lot of times the places won't just appear. Wow, our starship trails are really going wonky. I'm not sure why they're doing that. It's looking like I need to. There's a mod that can remove the starship trails entirely because that doesn't look great, and it's actually aha. Here we go. Perfect. And you know, this looks like it's probably a manufacturing facility, which we needed to find one of anyway. Of course, we can't actually get in it yet. But I just want to check the door. Yeah, this will be a manufacturing facility. And once we have some, and as you can see, we're not taking any damage from just being on the planet, but it does, as you can see, have superheated mists, which means that there will be storms that will do heat damage when it storms. But unless it's storming, we should be relatively safe to run around and do whatever we want. But you'll see, it's the thing I was talking about. But we're going to call this one Foundation. Yes, I'm naming all the planets synonyms for starting or jumping off, or yeah. I do that. I kind of come up with themes, and then name the plan, and then name the system according to the theme, and then sort of name the planet according to the theme. It's just a thing that I do, and I try to be fairly. I tend to not use amusing or funny naming conventions and everything. I like more realistic. Or meaningful feeling names. However you want to put that. So we got a Facium deposit over there. Are they? They're underground. I love these guys. They're so cool. Okay, we got him. Cool. We got him. Save thing here. And we need copper. So that is what we're actually looking for. And now that I think about it, we can go here and copper. Is it in the exotic? I don't know why copper would be considered exotic, but we must not have something we need to set that yet. I don't know why. Yeah, okay, so we can't set it to track copper yet. I don't really know why that is. Oh, I bet it's this. So 2 carbon nanotubes. We actually need this installed, I think, before we can. So yeah, trust me to forget to actually install the terrain manipulator after I was like, terrain manipulator. I don't know. We'll see if it has any effect. Putting it in a supercharged slot. I've never really thought about doing that before. It probably doesn't, to be honest with you. It's another. It looks like it's another burrowing type, maybe. That, or it's just standing way down on the hillside down here. It might be though, because I see more than one of them. There we go. We got. Oh, it is a burrowing type. Yeah, see, it's the type where the eyes stick up out of the ground. They're cool though. They are cool. Oh, cool, mud hut. And now these actually are kind of useful because they do. If you go in them, you can take shelter in them during storms and stuff. Even though they look like they have, so like if you find one like this and it's in a place that's fairly convenient, you can actually like put a base computer in it and stuff like that, and use it as shelter, for a base, even temporarily. While you're doing stuff on a planet. So, and there it is, gather copper. So it's yeah, I was gonna say it's already pointing us to what we need, right there. Ooh, that was not what I was trying to do. I mean, it's fine. I don't mind accidentally blowing it up. Would have been better to get the oxygen from it, but just scanning, make sure everything gets scanned. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. I just reminded myself, I just watched a video where somebody did that, and it just reminded me, as like, ooh, oxygen. Ooh, oxygen. See you later, Mr. Fingers. Hazardous flora. Oh, how I loathe you, hazardous flora. Especially those that they close even if you're a long way away from them, and they can still hit you. These things, you almost have to really be right on top of them, so they're not quite as bad. But and they also stick up more, so you can see them better. But those ones that are really close to the ground, a lot of times you'll just be running along and you'll get hit by one, and it's like, where even is it? And then you might see it or you might not. On a lot of planets, the grass can be fairly thick and tall, and man, this is exactly what I was saying. Look at this. Look how it's woo. It is down a slope for sure. Oh, that's going to be horrible to try and mine. All right, and of course, to get the most out of our deposits, when we do mine these, we need to use the smallest possible gathering circle with our tool. Otherwise, you're wasting a ton of material. You know, the bigger it is, yes, the faster you can get rid of the deposit, but the less material you get by doing so. So, yeah, and honestly, the terrain manipulator being used as a mining tool it's kind of, it feels almost like a punishment, almost, because all the benefits that you install for mining, like the overheating stuff and everything, and the mining speed and the extra material gathered, you don't get any of those benefits when you use the terrain manipulator. And I feel like you should, or that they should add upgrades for the terrain manipulator that will give the terrain manipulator additional the better speed, or greater increases in material gain, etc., etc. But they don't, and so the terrain manipulator, while it's totally useful, for a lot of other things, it feels like you're kind of getting robbed by making it a mining tool. That you really get, because you never get any kind of bonus for being able to for mining with it. No increases in yield or speed or anything like that when using it. And you already have a mining laser, so it just seems to me like they should have made it so that when you mine, you use your mining laser for it, not an extra tool. I guess they just wanted the terrain manipulator to do something other than just, they would be useful for something other than just base building, which is where you want to manipulate terrain most of the time, with base building. Except you don't. I have to add that. Because of reasons, no, actually, because there is a, I'm trying to think, it's a feature, really. The terrain eventually restores itself over time, and I think I think they've kind of fixed it now, where as long as it's a base that you've built, like on a planet where only a couple of people are ever going to go, it takes a really long time, or it may not ever do it if it's on your base. But in multiplayer, like if you go on an expedition and you build a base, putting any of it underneath where the surface of the dirt is the mistake, because any ground that you take out will replace itself within just a few minutes usually. And so any base that you access, and of course if you've played and you've been on any of the expeditions, you know what I'm talking about. You stop at somebody's base and it looks awesome, but half the base is buried and inaccessible. Yeah, I mean, happens all the time. It's because of the mechanic. And what it is the system, within a planet or whatever, will only remember a certain amount of terrain manipulation. So the more the terrain gets manipulated on that planet, overall, the more terrain, basically reconstitutes itself. And like when you're in multiplayer, that means very quickly, because there's a lot of players on all the planets, and manipulating terrain here and there and across, and so it's gonna regenerate as much of the terrain as quickly as really it can be taken out. I've dug holes, and by the time I was finished, the first part of the hole was refilling itself already in multiplayer. That doesn't happen when you're kind of on your lonesome on in regular systems where there usually isn't anybody and hasn't ever been anybody else in that system. So it's normally not an issue when you're base building in your normal save. That's usually when you're doing multiplayer and you've got a team of people hanging around on the same planet and everything, maybe digging holes here and there. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind if you go and do your own playthrough and everything and you start building bases. I tend to build all my bases up off the ground, build a foundation that it doesn't matter if it gets buried, because it's just the foundation and it's just holding up the rest of the building. So let's see how much copper we actually got from that. Ooh, we got a bunch, man. We got way over 500. So that is a really good starting point. We're going to make us some. And of course, since it's copper, that means we'll only get about 1 stack of chromatic metal out of it, and we will want to get some more copper. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, it's way up there. Ooh, that's a new little dude. It's like a worm burrower or something. This planet has a lot of burrowers. He's a cool looking one though. Did we get the bird? We didn't get the bird. Let's get the bird. Scan the bird. Scan the bird. I guess he's less of a burrower and more of a skimmer. More of like a ground skimmer. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Do grow trees here. Oh yeah, this was where our little mud hut was. But we don't really. So far, it seems like a very nice planet. No, there hasn't actually been a storm yet, which is totally nice. Okay, so going to put down. No, no, we do need it. Yeah, I was trying to. We need the refiner down because we need to make chromatic metal, and that's what we need to make it with. Right. So first things first, copper. Turn that into chromatic metal. Yeah, and the max over here is 250, so we can just keep adding over here until it reaches the maximum output. And right now, we don't really need the copper so much as we need the chromatic metal. There are a couple of things that actually use copper itself. Later, that we can build or make, but at this stage, mostly the stuff we'll be using copper for is the chromatic metal, or things that need the chromatic metal. So, let's see. We're going to keep those till we hit a station, and then we'll be able to use them to gain a little bit of. Well, nope, not allowed to do that. Not allowed to gain faction like that. We will keep this one because we're definitely going to need these later on, and we can still use these, but we have to use them on an outlaw station. Our first station we get sent to is probably going to be a normal station, and we're very limited in what we can do there. We can on our first visit to a normal station, if we're sent there for the quest line, the only thing we can do is the quest line, and we are only allowed to do that because we have no choice, because we have to be able to progress in the quest line to even find an outlaw station. Yeah, and one of the reasons for that is because you can't identify an outlaw system until you have a conflict or economy scanner. Both will work, but to get them, we have to find... we either have to buy the pattern to make one at the anomaly, which I'm going to make that a priority. Getting that pattern. Because finding one on a crashed ship or something is much less likely to actually work out. So I'm obviously doing the puppy dog thing, chasing my tail here. Let's see. We'll go ahead and use some. Yeah, we've got plenty of pure ferrite. So, and then we're going to install our bolt caster. 3 carbon nanotubes. Do we have plenty of carbon? Yeah, we got plenty of carbon. Of course, plenty of carbon is a relative term when it's 50 apiece for what you're making, but okay. So this is the part where Alright, and we just leave one of the weak ones alive. He'll shoot at us, but generally he is not going to be strong enough to actually really hurt us. So we can leave him alive and kind of avoid spawning another wave of enemies. I approach the terminal, but something deep within the complex is malfunctioning. Surfaces feel hot to the touch. Hidden machinery clanks and whirs, and alert sounds. The alarm rings in my ears. A bead of sweat rolls slowly down my forehead. I'm almost positive it's engaged cooling chamber network. Numbers on the terminal display begin to stabilize. I do check these if I'm not sure what they are. I have a whole list of the answers for them that I keep on the side here, but I've done so many of them so many times that I remember a lot of them. Numbers on the terminal display begin to stabilize, red flashing symbols morphing into a calming blue array of light. Normal operations have resumed, and I have access to the facility's main control panel. I should be able to alter production to my own benefit. Okay, so now these are great for getting the multi-tool expansion slots, but for right now, and because we're in an Outlaw playthrough, we need to learn new recipes. There we go, and we'll start with this one because that's going to give us, and there's the recipe we needed copper for, by the way. I did mention that we would need copper directly for one and that we'd get some more. And there it is. So, and then now I believe we should be able to. No, still won't let us. Actually mark it for. Okay, I'm not sure why that's. Maybe it we just can't anymore. Maybe it's the mode. I know that normally you can go in there and mark a certain, like if you need a certain material. I almost always have to try and find basalt like that. Yeah, but and normally you can just click it and it will set it and it'll help you find that material. And I'm not sure right now if it's because we don't have something in our exos or our multi-tool, some scanner part or something that we get later. I'm not sure if it's just because we don't have something or what, but yeah. For some reason that is disabled right now. So I'm trying to think. I don't think I want to build here, even though I've been running around this planet. You saw how kind of difficult it was just to get from place to place, and there'll be copper on every planet that we go to. So I'm going to go ahead and switcheroo to a different planet here. I don't want the aggressive Sentinels planet for sure. We are not ready. Normally, I mean, aggressive Sentinels aren't a problem, generally. You go through one, you go through one whole grouping of them, I guess. Wave. You go through one whole wave, and you'll disable them completely. Ooh, okay. The dead planet is actually a great place to build your first base. Because nothing really is going to bother you there. There's no storms, there's no weather, there's no radiation, and everything. The only thing you have to deal with is when you run around, it drains your life support a little more, and of course, there's not going to be any actual like carbon and stuff like that on the planet. I'm not actually going to build. I was just going to land on it. And get the planet and name it and everything. Because I'm trying to land on all the planets at least once and get the entire system, named and all of that stuff. Because we only got the 3 left. But since I was already heading to it, we'll just go and land on it and do that. And I'm not going to build a base on it because I do want to be. Well, I might end up building a base on it. It depends on how good or bad the rest of the planets are. For that, but it's not a bad choice if any of the others are not great for it. We're not going to keep. This is a normal system anyway, so we're generally not going to keep a base here. We're just going to build a base temporarily in this system to move our quest line along because it wants us to build a base for that. So, all right, let's see. So it's a dead planet, but the dead planets, just because they're dead, that doesn't always mean they don't have anything on them. Sometimes they still have habitable stations and stuff. But it's not looking like this one will. And what I mean, they're not habitable, really. Like, they'll have abandoned stations. And here we go. Perfect. Crashed freighters. Things like that. And the crashed freighter will have a landing spot. That's why I was excited to see that. Because free landings. I love free landings, especially at this stage. Now, normally, you get some really good stuff from these crashed freighter sites. And I would definitely be digging that stuff up if we had more storage space. But as you can see, we are already... actually, I'm going to... Here we go. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, that's a good one. Well, that's not bad at all. Yeah, so we can get upgrades here. I mean, we're not going to I'm not going to turn it down at this stage. And we can definitely take it apart later. So the terrain manipulator, we're going to, well, see what it is first. Oh, that's a good one. That's nearly maximum. Oh, we got super lucky there, everybody. That's basically like 1% away from being the best of that kind of upgrade that you can get. Well, we got extremely lucky there. And this we aren't going to use at all, but we are going to take it apart so we can have we can get a wiring loom out of it. Oh, we also got some cadmium. We can turn that into chromatic metal if we run out of, and we do need to make some of this. That's plenty for now. However, so let's see. We're probably going to need that at some point to build stuff. So, life support gel? Yep, might as well. We'll get so much of that, it will take up so much extra room. Sorry, I saw how much room we had left, and I was like, we really are in bad straits, storage wise. Okay, that's a little bit better. So anyway, the point I was making is that normally I would loot the stuff from this freighter site, but with our limited space at the moment, I don't want to use up the cargo space, and we aren't desperate right now for any monies or anything like that we might get from here. We do need salvage data, but we can get salvage data from other sources. Because you can sometimes get salvage data out of the cargo pods here, but not always, and most of the time. But there is some good stuff you can get out of it, but not stuff that we need right this moment. Okay, so that gives us this planet. We'll go ahead and name it. We're going to call this one Origin. We didn't do Origin yet, did we? No, Origin's fine. Okay, so let's take off and hit one of the last two planets. Start warping to it. There we go. An ashen planet. Well, this one's got basalt on it. We won't need basalt for a long time, but this one's going to be hot, though. It's going to have volcanoes. It's going to be pretty hostile. Yeah, there we go. I say it's going to be hostile. So it's looking like our best options. Sorry, I'm waiting for them to show up. They have to pop out of nowhere. very volcanic. Volcanic. And extremely mountainous. Which makes sense. It's volcanic. Though I do love how in many of these they added these cool volcanoes and stuff, but you may notice the mountains are actually taller than the volcanoes. So the terrain mountains are huge, and the volcanoes actually look small in comparison. And I just find that amusing. Alright, now we are looking for a free... Yeah, I know. This is something I always wanted. A free landing spot if I can find one. I mean, it's also nice because, you know, a lot of times when you find a free landing spot, it's at something useful. There's no free landing spot there, however. We're going to keep looking. I mean, we could have landed. There's stuff there, but... So is this another one of those? Yeah, it's another one of those. No free landing spot, just some shelters. Here we go. There will be a free landing spot here. This probably is a observatory, based upon the dish on the roof. Yep, and just as I thought, it's a very hostile, hot planet. And the ground keeps exploding. You gotta remember that part. Duck into a building. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, isn't this the guy that, like, spent 2 hours running around on a hostile planet? Just, like, this isn't a big deal, and refilling his hazard protection? It absolutely was me that did that, yes. Yes, it was. However, that was not the same thing as, you know, a place where I would build my base. I mean, I'll run around and do stuff on a hostile world, but it's, you know, the problem is having to deal with that constantly, you know, every time you step out of your base or when you're trying to build something nice or whatever, and you've got to keep recharging your hazard protection, you know, every 2 minutes while you're trying to build. It's just not conducive to, you know, having a good base to have to deal with that constantly. So, you know, when you're building a base, you want a nice environment where you can just stand outside and, you know, enter your building mode and start putting your parts up, you know, and everything, and not have to worry about dying because you're not able to see your UI because it's all covered up with the building UI instead. The life form's eyes widen in surprise when I go to talk to them. They lean back and watch for sudden movements. They must be unused to visitors wandering in from the sweltering heat, and they have clearly never seen anything quite like me before. Friend! Gek trader! Gek trader! Friend! I mime that I cannot speak their language, and increasingly reassured, the beach trader indicates that they are willing to help in exchange for particular elements. Now, this one I do not know. Nah, sorry, that's the wrong one. I mean, technically it's the wrong one, but we did at least, you know, get some dialect words, so... I'm not sure which one is the one that he wanted, specifically. So, yeah, that's a hard one. It's hard to say. The life form that works, or worked, in this installation left its equipment scanning the skies for interesting new systems and special phenomena. In its absence, it struck gold. A beacon has been received, and a transmission sequence awaits response. 1212 2121 1212. I believe it might be 2121. Anybody else? Anybody else? I think it is. I discover a location within distant stars. Now this is going to send me to a ruin, I believe. Yeah, the ruin. And we should be able to pick up a good treasure. We'll dig it up, and it should be worth millions. Usually they're worth at least hundreds of thousands, 600,000 or more units. So we will give up a slot for that, and then, you know, we'll find a place to sell it as quickly as possible to get it out of our inventory. You know, but it's just one of those things. Can't pass that up. And of course, we don't actually. It'll stay marked forever until we go get it. So we don't actually have to go get it right now. Of course, if we find another observatory and it marks another one, I think it may overwrite that one. So yeah, we don't want to pick up another observatory before we get a chance to, you know, do that one. Okay, so I'm going to go one of the more. I'll go back to the dead world for copper if I can't find anything better, and that's where we'll build the base. If the last planet is not, I don't think it is, because I believe we did identify the last planet previously. We just didn't go there, so it's not that one. Nope, we named that one. What we're looking for is the one that's still got... Yep, there it is. That's the one. Yeah, it's the overgrown planet with the aggressive sentinels. Yeah, this is probably going to be the nicest planet, but with aggressive sentinels, it's completely... It's completely untenable right now for us, because... if a sentinel sees us, we have to go through. We have to kill the entire wave of sentinels to disable them, and you have to do that every time you go back to the planet, or leave the planet, or whatever. So once we're stronger, have better weapons and stuff, we'll be able to just mow through waves of sentinels without even barely taking damage. But right now, it could be risky. And better not to do that right, you know, at this stage, and risk, you know, permadeath. Yeah, and I mean, just looking at it from above, this is obviously the planet that you would want to build on. And admittedly, I believe that until we jump like twice, I think the aggressive sentinels thing is not something we have to worry about. So we might even build on this planet for right now, because we won't keep it forever. But there is a way to test that. We just find a sentinel and see if it attacks us on sight. Okay, we are going to land here because this will send us to a inhabited outpost thing, and so that's There. Yeah. Minor settlement. I can never remember the name of that particular. But yeah, these almost always send you to a minor settlement. Every once in a while, they'll send you to a trading post instead. But hey, trading post is good too. Let's see. I want to see what it says. The yeah, boiling monsoons. And since we landed, we can name this one, and we'll name this one Genesis. Oh, did we not? Oh, we have a dissonant planet, everybody. The Ashen planet is dissonant. I didn't realize that. It's obviously not a good dissonant planet because when we were on it, I didn't see any crystals or anything, but it is dissonant, so that would normally be a planet where you could potentially harvest ships, which would be lucky, except that I kind of promised that I wouldn't actually harvest those ships and use them all the time, because they're almost too easy to use. We're gonna call this one Dawn. All right. That doesn't mean I won't use them. I just won't use them as my primary ship. What I'll probably do is I'll use them as storage. I'll get them and I'll use them as storage, and I will break them down to make money and stuff. I mean, you can't not do that. But as far as, you know, the ships that I'm going to be flying, yeah. I just feel like I need to earn them more than you do when you get a Sentinel ship. And I might have... there will be a point where I'm going, okay, I've earned it now. Now I can have a Sentinel ship. You know. And I think what that'll be is when I find one that looks fantastic. like until it meets my exacting standards, and if you have seen any of them, some of them are awful looking, but it'll have to be the right color, either red or orange. It can be red, orange, or white. The black ships are okay, but they're just I can take it or leave it for a black ship. Now, if it's got black in it and like black and red, those are nice. Black and red is always a good combo. And we need to fly up here above the clouds and do a little warping, or it's going to take us forever to get to this minor settlement. I'm sorry I got off on that topic because I'm just trying to be clear about what the rules are with the Sentinel ships. They're just it feels like they're too easy to get. And they start off, there's no damage to them. You don't have to repair anything. They're fantastic as far as something that you can get, but it's almost like cheating to get them because they're so easy to get, to find and get and everything, that, compared to, putting a regular ship, back together after, from a crash site and everything, is, it's almost a monumental task. To be honest with you. Oh wow, well that's convenient. We will be going over to that as well. We'll use this as a landing spot, but then we'll definitely want to go over and check out the archive. There might be a traveler over there, and that would be very nice. We could get a portal glyph if there's a traveler. The trader eyes the facility exit wistfully, catching a glimpse of the lush landscape beyond its walls. They look as if they have been stuck in here for a while. Gek trader. Something, question mark? They reach down with their beacon to dejectedly peck at their equipment. Their exosuit is falling apart at the seams and appears to be growing moss. Ooh, they are ill-equipped to venture outside. Well, clearly. It's gonna be, I believe, sodium because they're trying to recharge their hazard protection. Yeah. The relieved trader emits a gas packet. The air around me smells of hope. The life form recharges their suit power cells and rewards me. All right. Of course, he rewarded me with shit. Sorry, facium is what you get when you feed animals, and they leave piles of it. So I'm sorry to say, it literally is shit. So he rewarded us with literal shit. I'm not sure that feels awful rewarding. I am going to sell it now, however. I'm also going to sell the excess rusted metal. We have 1,000 of it already, which means we have more than enough. Let's see. I believe we can stack that up to 40, so we won't start selling navigation data until we have a lot more of it. We eventually are going to need pugnium, but it's easy to get, so I'm going to go ahead and sell what we have. And by easy to get, I mean all we have to do to get is kill sentinels. And I mean, as you saw, it's not even that difficult yet to do that. We want antimatter. We're going to sell... No, we can't use it yet. We're going to sell the relics. We'll get thousands of them. Well, maybe not thousands, but we'll get a lot of them. The pirate transponder can go. That's the hydraulic wiring. We want to keep that for now. We want to keep the convergence cube. I'm hoping it will fairly quickly get a storage crate thing we can build at our base. I'm pretty sure we do. And once we get that, we'll be in a lot better shape, because that'll give us 50 free slots that are basically double storage from our exosuit. It'll be similar to the ship, but 50 slots. So I mean that's going to be a big boon for us. I know I looked at it, but it was a C class, right? Yeah, no point in buying that one. All right, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get that for free, so there's no point in buying. I think we get most of this for free, so yeah, I mean, we don't have that, we have that in our gun already, so we don't need that. I think we will get all this for free. So I'm not going to buy anything I don't have to. I mean, I'm an outlaw. I'd rather steal it if I can. Yeah, it'd be nice if you could just be able to go in there and be like, give me all the blueprints. Oh, okay, and so here it is. Here's where we find out. Yep. So, in this particular setting, we do have to deal with aggressive sentinels right off the bat. If there's aggressive sentinels, they will be actually aggressive. But as you can see, whoa, holy crap! Okay, we just fell down a hole. That's completely invisible. I guess we'll scan while we're down here. This is the best way to deal with aggressive sentinels, if you wanted to know. How to deal with an aggressive sentinel planet that you actually have to be on. Go underground. The sentinels don't go underground more than a few feet. So if you go underground and around a corner, you usually will evade them forever. Yeah. So there. That's the explanation. Now I'm trying to decide if there we go. I was trying to decide if I went too far. Now, and I think you can see the effect here of this is because of the underground thing. These are common underground critters and everything, and so there's quite a few of them down there, and so it makes it so every cave has some, basically. And of course, not all of those were underground critters. Some of them just happened to be underground. So, looks like this planet just has a lot of critters in general anyway. Okay, so here's something that is totally useful on a planet like this. And I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not going to use it myself, but if you find a nice little archive like this, that, you know, it'll already have a place to sell stuff, a blueprint seller. It might have a traveler in it and stuff. You can put a little base right here, and even though there are aggressive sentinels on the rest of the planet, they do not come anywhere near this archive. So you can basically claim this giant circle with a bunch of amenities and landing pads and everything, and make it your base. And honestly, this probably is the best place to put because we're not, like I said, this is only a temporary base anyway. No, I'm not going to put it here because I'm going to put it on the planet where I'm going to mine copper, and that's one thing. You can't mine on an aggressive sentinel planet because you got to stand in one place too long. So unless you're prepared to kill off all of the sentinels first, you can't really make use of that. Okay, I didn't see a traveler. But we're definitely going to, and I'm not going to read everyone I interact with for the purposes of this, because I can't really, read most of that anyway. And these will just repeat over and over and over again. There's like 5 or 6, and it'll just be, the same basically 5 or 6 things, and there's nothing you get out of that part. So, there are a lot of them at this particular archive, though. Which is good. The more of them there are, the more words we get, right? We definitely want all the words we can get. And now it turns out you can only do this once, but you can get a free chart. Yeah, you can print a chart, and it's kind of random. It seems what it sends you to. And of course, this is the technology merchant where you can purchase components and blueprints, like wiring looms. And I believe you can also get some salvage data. It's super expensive though, so I'm not going to buy the one salvage data. It's just too expensive for that. I will, however, buy a couple of wiring looms. And add them to our store of stuff, because we're going to need wiring looms constantly as we try to install more upgrades and things, more upgrades and things. Yeah, I believe that's this one. That's why I knew there was a reason I was going this way. Yeah, I haven't talked to this guy yet. There we go. So that's everybody. Man, that is a nice solar ship right there. Yep, that's a very nice solar ship. Too bad we can't buy ships. Of course, we wouldn't be able to afford that ship anyway. Even if it was a C-class, but... Okay, so our ship's not here. That's right. Our ship's parked over at the other spot. We have navigation data. No reason not to use it. Okay, so just getting. We don't need to keep that on us all the time. I want to keep the cadmium for now. And this is actually a good spot to take a break. And we'll go off and I'll end this session for the moment and then start a new recording when I get done. And I may or may not merge them together. I probably will merge the two together to make one. But I will see you in a few seconds, probably. All right, back again. Be stitching these together, I think. So let's get this show back on the road. We checked out that. So now we just want to head on off and decide where we're going to build this base. I think we're just going to make this really easy on ourselves and go for the dead planet for the time being. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is the one we're headed towards, the ringed planet. And there's an ancient ruin on it, apparently. So, ancient ruins do make relatively good places to build a base. They're nice and flat, generally. Which is something that's useful. Yeah, having a nice flat bit of terrain. In fact, you can sometimes find wild base computers, and it's a leftover from the second big update. The first big update they did, like you actually found bases by you found a pre-constructed building that you then would claim, and you'd go inside and claim it, and that would then become your base that you could build around. And of course, it was all just pre-constructed stuff at the time. You could just build more pre-constructed buildings connected to the first one, but then they introduced the base computer, and and all of those bases actually just kind of transformed. They all kind of went away, and they got so that they were stored. Like if you had built a base, everything in the base then got stored, and you could restore that. You could claim a base computer and then restore your previously saved base at whatever base computer you claimed. But you had to find a site that had a base computer on it. For that, or I think, I can't remember, it's a long time ago, you gotta remember that. I can't remember for sure, but I think, most of the time, the sites were the same. Like your site your base would disappear, but the site the base was on, would have a base computer still. So if you could find that site, it would, still have the computer on it. I convulse as I reach out and touch the beautiful stone marker, my mind filling with a deadly knowledge of the true history of the gang. We are the masters of galaxies, the overlords of the cosmos. Each foe will submit with bended knee to the almighty Gek Dominion. We are the first spawn. Look upon our works and despair. Pardon me. Seek knowledge of the past. And normally, the language is useful and everything, but we're going to go for the historical data, and we will go and that will allow us to go and dig a treasure up. It could be worth hundreds of thousands, it could be worth millions. We'll just have to find out when we get there. Is it on this planet? It is not. So we're going to go ahead and this is a very nice ruin. It's all above ground and everything. So we're going to use it to our benefit. We're going to just because we don't really have any parts yet to build anyway. So this will give us a shelter to have around our little base that we're going to set up. And we got an achievement for it too. Okay, so we immediately get base archives, base computer online. Accessing log from previous user. Entry number 4925D follows. Storm sweeping across, but construction supplies low. Depositing shelter plans while need to back soon. Extract plans. And now we've got some free walls, floors, and roofs. We can build all out of carbon, but best to just save our carbon for something else for the moment. Though it may actually want us to build something, which we can do. Yeah, construct, protect, shelter, make a timber floor. Gonna free place it here. Alright. Then I think it wants us to place a wall. Wants to build a wall. Build a wall. The back wall. Side wall. Now we're gonna, but it probably wants us to put a third wall, but we don't really need a third wall, do we? We'll put it up there just because it really wants us to. There we go. Build a roof. Oh, really? There's storms on this planet? Alrighty then. That's actually pretty unusual for a dead world. Let's see what kind of storms it. No, look, peaceful. There shouldn't be any storms. I wonder why it says there's a storm coming. That's odd. Well, I guess we'll just see if there's a storm coming or not. I mean, there we go. There's our shelter roof. It wants us to build a door, which I was gonna do that anyway. There we go. There. And now we have, now we have combined our little shelters here. And, I was kind of hoping it would let us connect the floor, but it's not. Snap and able. It actually should. Normally, yeah, I was going to say, it's because we're standing too close to it, I bet. And so that just makes it look a little more like it's connected. Later when we get small ones, we can put them around the edge to kind of finish up, make it look like the floor covers the whole space. But right now we don't really have that option. Well, I bet we can make these panels bigger now. Sorry, we have the scaler. Thing and everything, so we can make them bigger, but it also makes them thicker. So if you make this one bigger, you got to make the other one bigger. And I'm pretty sure that they won't snap if you make them bigger. So for now, we'll just go back out here and there we go. And there is, I think, a storm out here. Yeah, it's like a windstorm, but it's not really. Yeah, it's not really hurting us or anything. It's just, I guess, considered a storm, but it has no it has no hazard protection effects. Like, but as you can see, running around, just running around on a dead world like this with no atmosphere and everything, drains your life support. Yeah, and usually there's nothing on it as far as like it'll just have the occasional oxygen plant, the occasional carbon node, and they're actually usually really good for ferrite dust. They'll have lots and lots of minerals, but that's basically it. They're also really good for these little guys right here, and these little guys are actually useful because you get there's an egg that you can get out of these or a thing you can get out of these that you can convert into nanites. But also, if you shoot it and open it and get the thing out of it, it will spawn little monsters that you can then kill, and their meat, it's like rancid meat, but it's very valuable. You can sell it for a lot of units. So, if you're fairly confident in murdering large numbers of fast little aliens, it's a great way to just make some units, especially if you have a nearby, way to sell it, basically. Yeah, but we have plenty of oxygen at this point, so I'm not terribly worried about our. And of course, as you see, if you once you go into a shelter, like the base here and everything, it's works just fine. So, accessing log from previous user, additional archives recovered. Entry number 4925E follows. Construction largely a success. Recovered salvage data from nearby plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices. Beginning search. Extract plans. Whoever recorded these logs evidently had some success. I have access to their plans, and perhaps I can learn from their efforts. New building part learned. Research construction, or construction research unit. Portable blueprint research device. And yes, this is where we will get, where we first get our ability to buy some of our construction items. And of course, now, like I said, one of the mods that I have gives you access to things like freighter items on the ground, which includes the storage room things. But I'm not going to build those. That would be a cheat because we don't have access to the normal versions of those yet. So I'm not going to build them, even though that would be a great benefit at this point. I won't build them until I could put them on a freighter anyway. So we will build our portable refiner. We will put it right there. Let's see. And I believe we need to make magnetized ferrite, right? That's what... Yeah, the construction research unit. I need to find out how much, though. Hold on. Sorry about that. 20. I need to make 20. So... need a carbon nanotube as well. Analysis unit online. Diagnostic suggestion. User should recover salvaged data from buried technology. Equip and utilize an analysis visor. We do have an analysis visor already. So, we also have a little bit of salvaged data. It's not a lot, but it is enough to buy. There's no point in buying that yet. And the reason for that is because you can't run that without the biofuel reactor, and we only have 2 salvaged data, so we can't afford both. So better not to not to buy anything yet, and instead go and find some salvage data. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some copper on this planet, and I didn't want that. Didn't want to do that. There's also apparently knowledge stones. There. Okay, so this is the first thing we're going to do. Go grab some copper. I was kind of hoping there'd be some damaged machinery on this one, because sometimes there is damaged machinery on dead planets, but I am not seeing any on this one. Oh, there are floating crystals, though. We are definitely going to go get some of those. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm not super fond of this system. It doesn't really have any good planets for us, which is fine because it's a normal system. So we don't really want to set up any kind of permanent presence here anyway. You know, we want to go to an outlaw system. We're an outlaw, right? I mean, we're going to be kind of a Robin Hood type of outlaw, more so than a, rob everybody outlaw. I don't know, we might rob everybody if we were allowed to, but, we're kind of not. Alright, here we go. Grab us a little stellar metal. Working in the coal mine, going down, down. Working in the coal mine, ooh, about to slip down. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Just doing a little mining here and couldn't help myself. Alright, that's probably more than we will need. How is our stock of chroma metal? Yeah, might as well. We'll go ahead and get some more, because you only get 1 chromatic metal out of every 2 copper. So copper's not our best converter anyway. And we need 200 of the copper to make our Atlas pass. But you can get a plethora of different things out of those red containers that are useful, including upgrades and all kinds of stuff. So we definitely want to be able to open those when we come across them. And if you're wondering what I'm doing now, I'm just mining silicate to refill our terrain manipulator power supply with, rather than using our ferrite to do it. Because, yeah, silicon is free. It's just everywhere. You just make your hole bigger and you get a bunch of silicate. Apparently there was still a little bit of copper in there as well.
Technology recharge.
That's at least some. Alright. Yes, I was going to say, I knew there was something that I wanted to grab before we... You're imagining things, Sentinel. You're imagining things. I didn't do nothing. Pay no attention to the man behind the laser. Anything else especially valuable or interesting? No, I do not think so. Okay, so... now we will go and we'll strip down the base. There's no point in leaving it here. I know what I said. Just because I'm proven wrong doesn't mean that, you know, I'm human. Humans, are wrong a lot. And I'm one of them. Alright, so, grab that. Take our portable refiner with us as well. Stick that in there. Stick that in there. Okay. Also stick that in there. Yeah, there we go. No, they're 25,000. They're not the most valuable things we could get, but Atlas Pass. There we go. We got us an Atlas Pass. We will move this, and we will move that. I knew we had one somewhere. And we'll move some of our oxygen. We'll just get rid of the other 12. We also don't need these until we have a place to sell them. We'll find a place to sell them. All right, there we go. Sorry, I have to. I absolutely have to. And we'll just delete the base. And now when you do that, you don't get to keep the base computer. The base computer disappears and you do lose your chromatic metal investment, but that's one of the reasons I wanted all the extra copper, because we can just convert that into chromatic metal and make up the difference. Okay, so we're good on our... So now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think our best bet, as far as what to do next, is let's see. I should be able to make a housing. No, I can't. I don't think. Where is it? Sorry, I'm looking for the... Yeah, I don't think I can make a housing yet. See, I have the warp cell thing, but I don't have the thing for the housing. We won't get that until we do a certain quest. So we will have to continue progressing.
Scan detected.
Yeah, he's going to try to make us pay him if we talk to him. I'm not going to do that, so.
Detected. Hostile ships approaching.
Come on. Give us the little... What are you, a science pirate? He's flying what I call a science ship. I guess they're explorers. Everything is like, what are you, a science pirate? All right, so let's, now that we've taken care of our pirate issue. All right, so we have, this one was a pretty good. It's nice and it's fairly flat. It's got a lot of caves on it. This one was... I think it was also relatively okay as far as the terrain went. These are basically a copy of each other, if I remember. The Ashen Planet was absolutely awful. The Overgrown Planet was fantastic, but aggressive Sentinels. However, if we're just going to use it for... If we're just going to go and do... If we're not going to, like, mine copper, like activated copper, we can use the Overgrown Planet for that. The Vile Brood thing is actually pretty good, too. But, like I said, that one, the terrain is so bad for that one. We'd be digging our way to everything on that planet. Okay, so let's go to Genesis. I know, aggressive Sentinels, but I think we can deal with the aggressive Sentinel issue for the moment. We find a place to, set up our just a temporary base. We're not going to stay on that planet forever anyway. That's not the one. Yeah, and don't think I'm saying this is the greatest option. It's just the one I feel is probably the best at the moment, because we need some salvage data to continue our quest line and to buy some stuff from the thing. And we could get it from one of the Gamma worlds, I suppose, but there we go. It's hiding behind the planet, right? Nope, that's not the one. That's not the one. That, again, is not the one. Where is this fucking... Where is it? Okay, we're gonna warp away.
Technology recharge.
We got enough. We got enough for one landing. I think we have enough for one landing. 40 should be enough. Okay, I think that's it, right? Yes. Okay. Here we go. We're just going to deal with the aggressive Sentinels. Mostly, we're just gonna run away from them. I didn't promise to fight Sentinels. The dangerous ones don't come until you get to like the third stage of the wave, and then you have to deal with the laser dogs, and then after the laser dogs, the big super mech dudes, and they're tough, and then of course the walker at the end of the full wave is honestly, he can do a lot of damage, but he's not really that difficult to defeat. The mech dudes are actually more difficult to deal with than he is, in my opinion. He's got a lot more health. It makes him tough, and his laser can do some damage, but generally it's fairly avoidable in terms of, you know, what you can kind of get away with. Alright, so we're going to try and find another... I know, I should have just set it up at that other one, right? And then I wouldn't be spending time looking for a replacement. Yeah, hey, look, there's one of those walker dudes that I don't want to get involved with right now. So we will just fly away from that. Be nice if we could find another planetary archive. Now, Sentinels will chase you into a planetary archive area, but they won't actually wander in around one. Or at least I've never seen them do it. So, you know, it wouldn't be the first time I said something that turned out to be not true. Because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it can't happen. But like I said, it's rare enough that I've never seen it. And I believe you guys saw I've played... Well, at this point, it shows 690-something hours, and that's in addition to another account that I played on that I did another 500 plus. So I'm well over 1,100 hours at this point. There we go. Perfect. That's a good one. Okay, so yeah, a trading post is also a nice place to set up. It's got free parking. Which is one of the things I really like, and everything, and of course it's got, you know, and you can build here, and everything. Nobody minds. You can just have your own little alien friends wandering around your base. There we go, claim base. Let's see. The Bazaar. That may be spelled wrong. Yeah, no, okay. That's the right way to spell it. I got it. Okay. Sorry, I was like, is it Bazzar or is it Bazaar? It's BZ. I got it right. It's 2 A's. Well, 3 A's, technically. But, I mean, 2 A's together. Alright, so... We're not at a good angle for that. Let's, stop! Did you see that? He broke my concentration and everything. He's just like, I'm gonna push you around. You can't install a door in my base. Manual placement. Manual. It gives it a much more warm and homely feel to have wooden floors instead of the bare metal. Come on. You know all the aliens are going to love this upgrade. We're out of carbon, though. Let's not waste any more. I'm already going to have to get some more. Let's see. So, we can sell that. We got scanner. Let's see. Did we get a good one? Good question. Yeah, I mean, to me, scan radius is more important than the actual monetary rewards. So it's not bad. Not at 25%. Let's see. What else do we got? We're gonna sell that. We got no room in there. I'm gonna sell those. Just seeing if we have anything else to open. We don't. So. Not gonna hold on to it for a few units. Need to keep our carbon. Just ran us out of carbon. I need to turn that dihydrogen jelly into launch fuel, just to get it out of just to get the extra stack of stuff out. Go gold. Lithium. Sell the platinum. Yeah, we can't make hydraulic wiring yet, so I hate to get rid of it yet. Okay, so. Alright, this is going to free up some space for us. Oop, no, we're not going to use that. There we go. We have condensed carbon, which we can turn back into carbon, actually. But there should be plenty of carbon-rich sources on this planet. So I wonder if you. No, I was just curious. You can't really turn it silver into anything, can you? I had a lot more silver than I thought I did. Oh, I don't need to do that. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. We shouldn't need copper for anything else right now, so we'll just turn it all into chromatic metal. Now, the reason I'm not getting rid of the cadmium is because we have to go to a red system to get cadmium. Otherwise, and if we can hold on to it, we might get enough from other sources to build a drive without going to one of the colored systems. Sometimes you can manage it. Because you can get the cadmium out of buried caches and stuff like that by you get these little cracked screens and stuff, and you take them apart, and sometimes it gives you cadmium, or emerald, or indium even sometimes, and everything. So I mean I have had it where I was able to build the best colored drive to go to any colored system just by opening those packets and stuff. So yeah, that's fun. All right, so. Now that we have the weirdest current base, I just don't have enough carbon to do anything better with it. And you're right, we don't need the door. But the door it let me put the flooring down. That's why I really placed it so that the flooring would kind of fit in to the space like I kind of wanted it to. So we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna build this right here. Gonna make it small too. We can put it beside this one, right? Yeah, we'll just put it right here beside that. There. All right, and then we're going to go and hunt down. We're gonna leave the ship here. And we're going to hunt down things like this: buried caches and ancient data structures and salvage data. That's the big one. Hello. You don't worry. As long as we keep running, he probably won't even get a chance to... No, he will. Because we're stuck on the frickin' hillside. We're supposed to be able to climb without running out of fuel constantly. But unless it's a vertical surface, it doesn't work that way. Yep. There we go. That solved that problem. Okay, well, we will go this way. Oh, hello. Why do you look a little bit like a demon? Might be a little bit like a demon. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, there we got that one was just magnetized ferrite, but still. The point stands. Alright, and now we just do our best to not get massacred by a huge group of sentinels while we're running around gathering random things. And there's why it's an aggressive sentinel planet. A lot of times they'll always have something like sentient plants or I'm gonna remember what those balls are called. They're little I can't remember right now. There's little balls that you can pick up on some planets, and they'll just be scattered around the landscape, and graviton balls, or yeah. Anyway, damaged machinery. Yeah, we got it. We're okay. Don't worry, guys. You're fine. There's nothing really going on. There we go. Now we can make a warp cell and leave. So yeah, we have already achieved one of my goals for doing this, because I knew we would get one eventually. Even if we hadn't gotten to that part of the quest yet. But I'm just... how much did we get in terms of salvage data? If we can just get... Yeah, that's 4. That should be enough to get us both the things that we need for the next part. of the quest. Alright, and if you think I'm being wishy-washy, you're right. I am being absolutely wishy-washy. I am making decisions based on the current available irritating choices, options. And at the moment, none of the planets in this system are, good. I don't really like any of them for building a permanent base at all. And I really want to get to a outlaw system, but like I said, that's going to be particularly difficult until we can get to the anomaly. So what I'm trying to do is get through the quest lines to get to that first anomaly encounter, which should happen after it tells us to warp for the first time, I believe. Yeah, you'd think I would remember exactly, having done this at least 7 times, but it all gets kind of fuzzy as to when it asks you to do what. But I'm pretty sure we'll do the salvage data thing, get the first 2, because really you only have to buy 1 thing, and then you're good to continue the quest. And then we could have just bought a wooden part, but I wanted to get the base parts that we can actually. There we go. And the biofuel and the save beacon. There we go. So that's what we needed. The save beacon's really nice because now when we find someplace we want to go, be able to get back to, I can put down a save beacon and we can see it from anywhere in the system. And we can make a warp cell, which we will then. Oh, we can't put it in our hyperdrive, guys, because we don't have one yet. I forgot we don't start with a hyperdrive. See what I'm telling you? I forget stuff like that. And I now remember why the dissonant planet doesn't have any crystals and stuff on it. And it never will generate them. It's weird. If you start off in a dissonant system, it doesn't generate that stuff, even if the planet's dissonant, because you have to get to a certain place in your quest lines and stuff before the dissonant stuff will begin appearing. So even though we started on a planet or in a system with a dissonant planet, that planet will never generate the dissonant crystals and sentinels and stuff like that. It'll just be a normal. So your base can be renamed. We knew that. We already did that. We named it the Bazaar. We'll just rename it the same thing, and we should get the update. There we go. And of course, it wants now it wants us to build the teleport module. So we'll need 4 metal plating and 2 carbon nanotubes. Do we have enough carbon? We probably don't have enough carbon. We will, though. Look at these. Look at these. Those look pretty carbon rich, don't you think? We can probably harvest them from right here. That is not. That's pure ferrite. What is? Okay. That is a stone tree, everyone. And I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Oh, there appear to be quite a few stone trees on this planet. There we go, though. That's fine. There are actual carbon-based trees as well. And they do contain a good bit of carbon, so. That is probably enough. You know, and you guys could have just been like, hey, why don't you just take up those floorboards and get your carbon back? You're right, I could have done that too. Almost built too much. Almost too much. Alright. Carbon nanotubes 2. Gather sodium, we have that. So now we can just build it. And it probably want us to build this now. We need 1 metal plating for. Set our little mini reactor in the chair next to the... Oh, I forgot to... I believe it's free. I forgot to grab it. There we go. Yeah, the electrical wiring is free to get. Thank goodness.
Technology recharge.
Here we go. 1 base terminus. Alright. There we go. Our bases. So then we get... the next part of the quest, or the next quest. Yes, base computer log updated. Return to your base computer. Accessing log from previous user. Additional archives recovered. Entry number 4925F follows. Scanner detected unusual broadcast. Repeating 16 from the space station. Warning. End of archive. Records interrupted. The base computer archives have reached their end. It seems there is nothing more I will learn from them. My predecessor appears to have left their base and headed to the space station. Now, we don't really have a choice here. We have to go to the space station in this first system. And the way we'll put it is we aren't technically an outlaw yet. You know, we haven't been to our first outlaw system, I guess, so, you know, we're trying to get there, but we're not yet, so we're fine to go to the space station. I'm still going to follow the rules. No buying from any of the people, except there is one quest where it forces you to buy something from one of the guys, but beyond that, we aren't going to, you know, interact with the merchants and stuff in the space station. For this, while we're there, it's quest only, and that's it. Yeah. So first things first, I am going to, I know I said nothing else, but I'm going to use the appearance modifier because I like being a get for the first portion of this while we don't have any other appearances available. And I tend to go for the more feminine character types. So I look for the most feminine looking. Um, yeah, I think that's probably the best one. And I don't like the facial banding. That plane is fine. The sunken eyes. No, I don't like because it makes them black. Yeah, yeah, we'll go with that. And then let's see. No, that we want white. Oh, no, I wanted. There we go. I like stripes better. I think it looks better with in stripes. Okay. Yeah, white, black, and red. That seems like right. Like that should be nice. I actually, it looks neat, but I don't like the way that it fits on basically any of the characters. We're gonna go with this one. This is the one that looks the most like actual armor. White, black, and red. Gloves. I feel like the Gek would be a very three-fingered race. White, black, and red. I do like the cloth trousers, but I don't think they go as well with this type of suit. I think this is, yeah, this is the one. The sleek leggings are the ones that really kind of go with this. So white, black, red. Never mind. We're gonna go because the black matches the black there, so we'll go with black. Yeah, black, white, and red instead. All right. So then boots. Yeah, it just matches the other armor. So white, black. Yeah, the only thing we can use is that at the moment. We could switch over to the cape. Which I guess that's what I'll do. I do like the cape better than I like this first jetpack. I'll switch to one of these other jetpacks later, though. Because I do like the jetpacks better than I like the capes most of the time. And the reason for that is because any planet that you go to that's got any kind of storm going on or anything, wind or anything like that, it keeps that cape flowing in a really weird way and position. And it looks odd. And everything. I think they just kind of needed to animate it better. It's animated, but it just, yeah. You'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, sometimes you have to switch the pattern up to make it look like what you want it to look like. With that, the white made it too white. The black is better. And then it's got the white accents just like the other part of the suit does. And we'll go with... yeah, black and red's my favorite. There we go, pirate. I was gonna say with this, pirate's the way to go, right? And then there should be some nice pirate-based mercenaries. I know there are some here somewhere about there are a lot of titles. I bet those are from dying to those things. Or something. Yeah, iteration reset by sentinels. So I've definitely been killed by sentinels. Apparently I've never died to incineration, freezing, radiation, all that stuff. That's walkers. Ooh, how about this? Uncatchable. Yeah, that's for smuggling. There we go. So we are we're the uncatchable. Yes. There we go. All right. So here you see the cape is animated perfectly well. It doesn't start giving issues. There aren't really any issues with it until you get it out into space or onto a planet's surface where there's wind and stuff. But as long as you're just running around the station, where is? Oh, we're just supposed to explore. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have to talk to. Yeah, we have to talk to these guys. The alien squeals as I approach. They seem excited to see me, though I cannot understand their babbling tongue. Perhaps they would recognize the signal mentioned by the base computer. Ask about 16. A look of surprise crosses the lifeform's face, and they release a strange-smelling gas. This appears to signify our conversation is over. Maybe, friend. Do you something units? The alien looks at me expectantly. They are clearly waiting for something. Perhaps they know the one who came before me. Ask about other travelers. Startled by my question, the lifeform emits a dramatic squeak. Though I do not recognize their words, the shake of their head is unmistakable. Words. Despite their size, the alien does not seem aggressive, but when I blink, I see that the same red light that stared at me at the distress beacon. Repeat 16. We are watching you, traveler friend. Find what we have left you. Though the alien speaks, the words are not their own. A string of code is echoed back to me through the red glare, logged directly to my exosuit. The crimson light fades away, and I see the lifeform glaring at me. Whatever has happened, they do not appear to have witnessed it. I should leave. Perhaps my base computer would be able to make something of this code. You know, the base computer. That we just left. Okay, so that's it. That was our interaction at the station required by the game. So we can now wash our hands of the station for a bit before we are forced to go back to one.
Technology recharging.
We're using up tritium at an alarming rate. We're gonna have to get some more of that.
Detected.
I'm not paying you for anything.
Warning.
For letting me keep my stuff. You're lucky I don't make you pay me to keep your life. Well, we just shut up a little bit on that one.
Assets deleted.
Could have been worse. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Yeah, as you can see, just from killing pirates, we're already at the 4th tier with the GEC, because we just happen to be in a GEC system. You know, so just from killing off the pirates that keep attacking and everything, we're already in the extreme positive on our standing with everybody. Oh, I forgot to do this before. Yeah, just to be clear, in an Outlaw playthrough also, just, we're not against the different races so much as we are against, it's the Atlas that, that controls the normal stations and, kind of sets the rules, and everything. So what we're Outlaw against is the Atlas, not the, not necessarily the races themselves. And everything. So that's why it's stations that matter and not, just interacting with normal NPCs. So we can interact with them if they're like on a planet. It's just we can't go to space stations, normal space stations, because that's what's controlled by, well, that big mechanical thing is like an Atlas tie-in or something. Yeah. And you get that when you get the Outlaw quest. It kind of explains it and everything, that the stations are kind of controlled by that overriding entity, but it's not a direct thing. It's like a sub-process or something like that. Visit the... Didn't do that, didn't I? Okay. Maybe I didn't. Archives terminated. Select new task. Begin decryption. Decoding. 16, 16, 16. Message follows. The traveler finds their wings. Fly to us and claim your place among the stars. Okay. Signal acquired. Life signs detected. Alright, so we are, I believe, expected to go to another place. Here. Is it on this planet? It is. It's about 11 minutes away. Ah, distress signal. Yes. Now, I don't remember if this is the ship or the freighter. I think this is the ship. This will be the ship, I think. So this will be our first chance to salvage a spacecraft. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. This might be the freighter after all. Yep, it's the freighter. Say, I told you. It's just sometimes I get it confused. Log damaged. Partial records available. The signal has led me to the wreck of a freighter. Colossal fragments of metal scattered across the landscape. Were these messages nothing but the misfiring circuits of a long-forgotten ruin? Nestled among the debris, I find the pilot's log blinking, awaiting input. Request log. Instead of displaying the ship's log, the terminal spits out a strange sequence of numbers. They are followed by a short message. The anomaly comes for the stars. Take flight. A schematic for a hyperdrive is attached to the end of the message. I pulled the blueprint from the computer, but this hyperdrive blueprint is for a conventional starship, not a freighter of this size. Someone placed this here after the crash, hoping it would be found. Or knowing it would be found. Hint, hint. Alright, so now we have the hyperdrive that I was thinking we had previously. We can install that. We just need 4 more microprocessors, which we cannot yet build ourselves. So we will have to buy them. However, we are positioned to do so because we can go back over. Actually, first thing we should do, because we could also use some cash. Let's hit this ancient ruin and dig up some saleable item, whatever it may be, and we can sell it when we get back to our trading post base. Trading post base. Right? Let's dig us some holes. And of course, if we're going to dig holes, we might as well make them a big Gravitino. Haha. See, and I didn't even have to look at it. It's one of those things. It only is that I can't think of it whenever I'm trying to think of it. haven't set it up yet. I was trying to switch camera views. There we go. I have a mouse button specifically set up for that. Because as you can see, it's easier to control your digging from this perspective. Do I still have any more of those around? We actually only need 3, but I usually keep the others because you can. There's a certain guild that you can trade them to. I guess probably the Explorers Guild that takes those. Right. Yep, let's see what we got. Course heirloom. 692 years old. That's probably not going to be worth a fortune. But it's not bad. 620,000. And then, of course, 3 keys. That's the maximum amount we can donate when we find somebody that likes those. Likes getting those as donations. So, and I'm considering digging up the Gravitino balls. Yeah, we might as well. We will have to do some running away afterwards. We'll uncover all of them first. There's the other one. Okay, grab that one. And we will be immediately pursued by these guys. We will... Where is it? How am I missing it? Okay. Yeah, I know there's that one. That one's up on the plinth. I thought we had already uncovered. We did uncover that. Alright, and then the last one's up there on the, like I said, up on the stairwell, up on the plinth. There we go. And now we do what we did before. Retreat into our tunnels. Now we just stand here and wait for it to finish searching, and we will be out of. Oh, we detected. By what? Are they okay? Maybe they're close enough to. Okay, no, they're fine. I was gonna say that shouldn't have even been an issue. So we're deactivated. It's fine. Alright, I see some salvage data up here that we can grab.
Radiation protection falling.
We're almost out of space, but might as well grab the valuable stuff while we can, or potentially valuable stuff while we can. Ooh, oxygen. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. It's got 40%. I think it may need 45% to summon the.
Inventory full.
Is it? Oh yeah, I guess it would be. Not anymore.
Radiation protection falling.
Rusted metal from that one. Okay, so we are full after all. So I say that, and then I'm still going to head over to this other buried cache. I either have space or I can make room for that.
Units received. Radiation protection falling. Technology recharge. Radiation protection falling. Inventory full.
Yeah, I got that. That's why we are going to destroy that and use that.
Recharge.
What do we get? I know we're getting salvage data, but Ah, yes! A mining beam module. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Very excellent. Very, very excellent.
Units received.
Alright, let's head this way.
Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
Oh, there were two of them, huh? You couldn't see one of them, huh? Yep. Make sure there's nothing just outstanding right here. Like a damaged machinery within easy distance. I should be able to get to it and back before I even need to recharge my radiation protection. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Alright. So, off we go. Takes 30%, so
Technology recharge.
it's 5% more than normal. Alright, yeah, we still need to buy microprocessors. So first let's head to our base, because we know there's a trading post there and we might be able to buy some microprocessors from it. In fact, we probably will be able to. We can also see if any of the ship pilots have microprocessors for sale. So one of the reasons it's a good idea to set up a base at a trading post like that, when you're doing an Outlaw playthrough like this, it gives you a source of purchasing, things to purchase. That you otherwise might have trouble finding. And of course, archives are good for that. Also, the small outposts, they're all also good for that because and any of those are good to build a base at. Free launches, free landings, a trade terminal, and this one's in the archives to give you access to the pilots as well, which are a good source of things that you can buy. In this particular case, however, no, there they are. I was going to say there's microprocessors here. There's almost always microprocessors. I think we need 4. All right, so then let's sell. We're just going to go ahead and sell that copper. We don't need the magnetized ferrite right now. We don't need extra ferrite dust. I'm trying to decide if these are going to be useful. Yeah, I think they probably will. These let you recharge your shields on your ship. I know we haven't really had a problem with that though, so, and we'll get them from other. I'm gonna sell them for now. Because as long as we have sodium, we can charge our shields anyway. Viscous fluids, get rid of those. We're going to open that. That should have us back down to 1,000 of that. I was going to say, are we entirely out of ferrite? We are entirely out of ferrite dust. That's fine. I mean, we still have 1,000 of the other, so that's plenty of ferrite dust. I'm not sure how I managed to not notice that I've completely used up our ferrite dust, but yeah, I mean, 1,000 rusted metal is 2,000 ferrite dust. We still have plenty, essentially. That's why I saved the rusted metal, because, I mean, it's technically more efficient to have a stack of rusted metal than it is to have 4 stacks of ferrite dust. Okay, we got a bunch of salvage data, so we can go ahead and yes, we needed that. We need that signal booster. That's going to help us find stuff. You know, the thing with the hazard protection unit, you'd think, oh, that's going to be super useful if you put that in your base on, but you still need sodium to use it after you build it, and you need phosphorus just to build it in the first place, which you have to go to a hot planet to even find, and I don't think there was any phosphorus even in the system we're in. So, yeah, there's no point in getting that right now. Same, well, we could get uranium and build a hell station, I suppose. Honestly, I'm not going to build battery or solar panel, so let's not spend the extra 8 for the solar panel right now. I will later, but the solar panel's really not that useful because it only charges stuff for half the time. And this power source, you know, for one charge of carbon lasts for 49, 50 hours, I think is total, and everything, which is over 2 days real time. And everything, so that will continue to run now that it's been powered for 2 days, unless I take it apart. So, yeah, I mean, and it's not like you can't access, like you can still teleport to this base even if this goes down. So you only need to repower it when you want to teleport from this base to somewhere else. So yeah, it's, you know, really you're better off just building the biofuel reactor and powering it once. Even if you got to build 3 or 4, because first of all, it's way cheaper than the solar panel, and because you have to build a solar panel and a battery for it to run at night, and the battery doesn't really hold enough charge, so you have to build multiple batteries to, you know, let even a portal run for an entire night without depowering itself. So yeah, so there you go. Law, that's what I'm looking for. Oh yes, we need to. I should be able to install the damn hyperdrive. There we go, and we have the stuff now. So we are hyperdrive capable. Now we just need to put that warp cell that we made in there, and I don't think it's enough. Honestly, I do not think that we have enough. But I think it's about to send us on a mission to build our first warp cell anyway. Yep. Craft warp fuel. Find antimatter recipe. Auto diagnostics report. Hyperdrive successfully installed. Hyperdrive fuel status empty. Not quite, but close enough. My hyperdrive is complete. Perhaps I really will find answers out there amidst the stars. But without warp cells, I will be going nowhere. I need to find a source of antimatter. Tune scanner to antimatter. Search for antimatter sources with the Starship scanner. Scanner attuned to antimatter. What it really means is take... Oh, hey. I don't know if you noticed this, but... Oh, no, never mind. That was the wrong... I thought one of the rare ships had landed next to us there. Not that we can buy it, because like that's against the rules, but it would have been cool to see what, because every system has a rare ship. All right, now that we're in orbit, in order. Now that we're in order. Seriously, did you really say now that we're in order? All right, here we go. Now that we're in orbit, we can scan, and it will send us to our antimatter trace. Man, I am just stumbling all over my lips today.
Technology recharge.
We're about to have to refill that, too. How much you want to bet? Ooh, ow, I ran into a tree. How much do you want to bet that this is where the trace is trying to lead us to? This particular abandoned building right here. I mean, it's possible it's not, but it is. It is. Seriously? Screw you, hazardous flora. Hiding in the building. Look at how much of my health it drained. At least we can restore our shields. Terminal online. Selecting key. Decrypting. Success. The terminal is clogged with an unnerving, pulsating slime. Nevertheless, it appears to function. As I touch the input panel, the alien substance reacts violently. I make a note to avoid getting closer. The device opens, revealing a single, unblinking crimson eye. It prints out a blueprint for antimatter, accompanied by a strange message. Take blueprint and read log. The eye of the anomaly. You will find us when the time is right. 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. Alright. Okay, and if you wondered about the slime stuff and everything, this is what happens when nobody is controlling nanites. This is kind of what they do. They build these weird organic structures. Yeah, and that's why when you find an abandoned building like this, and you come and you open it, you can get nanites out of it, and everything is because you're just salvaging nanites from where they kind of occur naturally. Yeah, and I know you probably think that it has something to do with these whispering eggs and everything, but I think the whispering eggs are more a side effect of the nanites than the other way around. And that's just what I think. Like, and it's mostly because things that you see and read later on kind of give you that impression, that's the result those weird growths and everything are the result of, nanites that, have no other purpose. Oh, I didn't even realize I'd gotten that. Let's see, what do we got? That's not bad. That's not. This is better, but that's not bad. Okay. I'm not gonna do that right now. We're not digging anything anyway. Put that in the starship. We'll put that in the starship. Did I buy an extra one of those? Or did we get... We must have gotten one. I bet we did. I bet we got one. We got a bunch of extra O2.
Technology recharge.
We'll use some of it for that. I think it's an antimatter housing we need, but I can never remember for sure. So I will go to one first. Yeah, I'm complaining about storage, so it's time to use some of our exosuit upgrade charts. Pardon me. Let's see. Yep, it's antimatter housing. I thought it was antimatter housing. And then we don't need sodium, we need the thing you turn sodium into. Which is fine. We can... Of course, I'm going to have to build a... But we have plenty of oxygen and metal, so...
Technology recharge.
Now we need a stack of sodium nitrate. In fact, we can kind of turn all of our sodium into sodium nitrate, because if I recall correctly, you don't really need, and I'm pretty sure you can turn, yeah, it turns back at the same rate. Anyway, so if you need sodium specifically for anything, you can just reconvert it. And just like condensed carbon, the sodium nitrate is more effective. Efficient. The word I was looking for was efficient. I said effective, but... Okay. So now we have that. Alright, so that should...
Technology prepared. Technology prepared.
There we go. So we'll get us another inventory slot in our suit, which of course now is going to be holding our new thing, but that's fine. That's just fine. We have more charts. That was very nice when we got 3 of them in one go. That from those ancient data structures. That's unusual to get that many. Usually you find a packet of 4 or 5 of those things and you might get 1 chart. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we have enough to jump. Maybe we do. I don't think so though. I think we probably need more than 17%. I guess we'll see. It'll tell us no hyperdrive fuel if it's not enough to go anywhere. It could be that 15%'s enough. I think it's 20 though. I think it's 20% on these with these settings. Okay, that's 4 minutes away. I need to go up in the sky. I know. Interstellar travel. We got it. Doing drop pods first. Just be glad that running into a mountain doesn't just instantly kill you like it probably technically would in any kind of reality. If you crashed your ship into the side of a mountain, you'd probably be fucked. But luckily, the game isn't quite that strict with it. Of course, with this level of technology and reality, you would never fly the ship anyway. You'd get in and you'd be like, okay, pilot, autopilot computer, just fly me to this place. It wouldn't even be you that did any of the flying. Housing and nanotubes.
Technology prepared.
Nope. One more to use. Hope we have enough carbon. Wait, I think we do. Of course, there's looks like there's a bunch of carbon on this planet too, so we can probably just some real quick. Just run over here. To an edge and scan the tree before you tear it down. Yeah, there's some carbon. Okay, that's a lot further down than I want to go for this. I think maybe you can kind of see what I was talking about how it's getting around on planets with this kind of terrain is a little frustrating. I guess is probably the best way to put it. I don't see anything carbon based in there. What? I'm just picking flowers, dude. Leave me alone. Okay, he's leaving me alone. We're fine. Okay, we're probably we can. Yeah, I think we got enough to thrust once. Okay, that might not be the way to put that. Let's turn. Okay, so we need 5 metal plating. Oh, it's not turning the... That's fine. We're low. We'll jump out and do this real quick. I for some reason I had this strange notion. I don't know why. That it would make that out of the dihydrogen jelly, and I knew better. just for some reason, my brain was just like, oh, you're fine. But we can just turn the dihydrogen into, or the dihydrogen jelly into dihydrogen. So there, that's not, wasn't even an issue. Now we just combine the stacks in the ship, and we're good to go. So there, we still did do it that way. We just, there was just an intermediate step that we had to deal with. All right, so I guess let's see if we need to. Yeah, we got to do. We have one more of the pods. And then we'll go into space and see if we need more hyper fuel. And then we'll go take our base apart. Because I'm not going to bother leaving a base in this system. Because we won't want to come back to it all the time anyway. If it had had a paradise planet, we'd be coming back. But I did note that when you're in permadeath mode, your first system does not have a paradise planet. But a lot of times when you play in normal mode, the first system you start in will have either a paradise planet or one that's so close to a paradise planet that you won't be able to tell the difference. But, sorry. We definitely want to get there a lot sooner than 45 minutes. And you're absolutely right. I should just be going straight up to space before I even look at the stupid drop pod's location, because it's never going to be... Well, it sometimes is, though. Sometimes it's just a couple of seconds away. Sometimes the drop pods will be super close to each other. And actually, if I had a roamer and a scanner on it, I would go to one drop pod and then I'd do a scan for another one, because a lot of times they're close together, and you can pick up multiple ones that way with one chart. It doesn't always work, but a lot of times it does. Of course, like I said, you have to wait until you have both a roamer and a scanner that you can install it. We will
Technology recharge.
refuel our launcher. So we have an antimatter housing that we hooked up from somewhere. There we go. All right, so we got all of our charts used. So now let's go on up into space and see if we actually have enough warp fuel to get anywhere. Which I don't think we will. Actually, while we're just right near a little one, let's grab us some tritium. Come on, stop going crazy. There we go.
Hostile scan detected.
Yeah, we're about to have to fight some pirates.
Threat detected. Hostile ships approaching.
Well, all right. So now, well, let's see. How are we doing on? Yeah, we didn't get a lot. Yeah, we got enough.
Technology recharge.
Okay. So there we go. Map. So yeah, as you can see, hyperdrive has no fuel even for the shortest jumps. We have no. We do not have enough fuel, so we need to make another warp cell.
Technology
Now we should have
recharge.
enough. Now we should have enough. Okay, now, if I had my choice, I would be going for. But as you can see, we have no way to detect whether or not any system that we go to is an outlaw system. Of course, we could get lucky. But these are both dissonant systems. And that means sentinel ships. And while I did promise not to actually fly one, I didn't promise not to collect them. And break them down and sell their parts. So either one of these, let's go with this one. Might be, and it might not. There might not be any ships available in the system. Hell, it might even end up being an outlaw system. That would be convenient, very convenient. But I don't think it is. Nope, it's not. All right, so okay, hold on. Starship monitoring system reports error. Guidance system malfunction. Searching for other routes. Searching. Obtained. Destination in 16, 16, 16, 16, 1, 6, 16 Kells? I have no idea what that stands for. Never have. I could have looked it up and I just never have. Accept new guidance? Of course I'm going to accept new guidance. Guidance accepted. Plotting route. Alright, let's see. So we have a toxic planet. We have a tropical planet. That is most likely going to be our base of operations planet. If we want a good one, because that'll be the closest we will probably come to an actual paradise planet for a while. Oh well, unless that verdant planet has really good. Okay, so that must be the dissonant planet right there. No? Okay, well, let's see. Unknown planet, unknown. Okay. Of course, the dissonant planet in this system may not even have dissonant stuff on it because we may not have progressed far enough. That would suck. 2 dissonant systems and no dissonant stuff on. Because I think we've looked at all of the planets, right? But I'm not seeing any dissonance listed. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking about it when I picked the system. And I may choose a different system now. Because we do have another option for... Okay, so let's see. It's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. Oh, that's not ours. Okay, so it's 5 planets. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3 and 4. Okay, so there is another fucking planet somewhere. Other than that one would be 5, right? Yeah, that's 1. No? No, there's one more somewhere. I know there is. Okay, so I've seen 4. It's got to be hiding behind something. So let's. Sorry, I'm trying to find the. It must be that one, and it's. We must need to go. No. Okay. So 1, 2. Kempen. Idmo. So that's 2, and then this is 3 and 4. Okay, so. Think that might be it, guys? It is. That's the one I couldn't find earlier. Okay, so it's a swampland. And you notice none of them say dissonant. So there is no dissonance. So what we're going to do is we're going to reload the restore point. And it should take us back to before we jumped. And that will... Also, I didn't take the base apart in the other system. So, yeah, we'll just go back to this point, which should have been, yeah, just right before we did this. I believe this should have been our last one. Yeah, this would have been our last one. So now I just need to... Here we go. Alright. Now we'll make a restore point after we did that. So, but we shouldn't have to worry about it. We're going to go to our base and take it apart real quick. Because I did forget to do that on the other one, the other version anyway. And then we will try to use the hit and miss method to find an outlaw system, which is I'll just warp to various systems, and if it's not an outlaw system, I'll reload the restore point and try again until maybe we find one. Because it looks like it won't matter if we go to a dissonant system until after we've done more of the main quest line. So it's just a waste to go to one of those now, anyway. I can hear a lot of you out there thinking right now, why not just leave it? Why waste the resources? We'll find more places and we'll build more bases, but all of those floor things cost a bunch of carbon that I would just have to farm again. And we don't really have any reason to come back to this system unless it sends us back to the base for some reason. For a quest. But more than likely, if it sends us on a quest, it'll send us to another random system. Anyway. Okay. So, there we go. We are heading on. We will... Already got those. Restore point. So, this is where we'll start from. If we have to try again. Alright, so once we're in space, there we go. So let's see what we can find. I'm just seeing what feels, because we already have a Gex system, right? So let's aim for... Try this one first. And this is going to be very hit or miss. This is almost certainly not. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry, I'm only going to try this maybe 3 or 4 times, and if we don't find one, we'll just stick with wherever we end up. Because it is going to be, I mean, it's just going to be a matter of luck. Because we can't, unless we get a scanner, we can't tell for sure whether or not we're going to end up in an outlaw system. Also, we don't exactly have a huge range either. There might not even be one within our very limited... Nope, that's not one. Let's try a Viking system. Try 2 Corvettes, let's try 2 Viking. Nope. Alright, last attempt. To just get one randomly. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't make it so that you have to scan to see dissonance systems. It almost seems like there should have been a scanner specifically for that. If you have to have one for the other stuff, conflict and economy scanners, you know. Yep, there's a Viking one. Alright, we're gonna stick with this one. Whether it be an outlaw system or not, this is where we're gonna be for now, for the next little phase. All right, and it's conflict level peaceful. All right, so let's see what we got. Starship monitoring system reports error. We did this already. Route searching, obtained. Yes, we will accept new guidance, plotting route. Okay, so let's see what we have in terms of, we have a charred planet. We have a nuclear planet. Sorry, wrong thing. We have a planet with 2 moons. Let's see, we haven't done scorched moon. I might actually change my mind if there's absolutely no good planets in this system either. Supercritical, that's also a nuclear type. Let's see. Check that one, right? Yeah. So there's... That's 3, 4. I think we're just missing a moon, right? Oh no, that's okay. We were missing this planet, a lifeless planet. Okay, so these are all awful. So sorry, I said I was gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go back to the restore point and try one more time. About that one. Let's try that one. I was gonna say, this is discovered when this is discovered by somebody else. Sorry, I don't do that. And now you'll see me do that every time. Anytime I hit a system that was already discovered by somebody else, I will leave and find a different system. Give this one a shot. I'm not trying to insist on a perfect system, but I would like one good planet. Damn it, aggressive sentinels again? I mean, this is permadeath mode, so it is going to be rather difficult to find any kind of fantastic planet, but I mean, something acceptable shouldn't be out of the question. That one's going to be on fire constantly, obviously. That looks like a water planet. And it's hot, so that probably not. That's another one that's going to be on fire all the time. Decaying nuclear. And that's it. That's all of them. Check. Okay, so... I should have just stopped the recording before I did all this and then been like, oh, this was like the second system. Ajbeck? Let's try Ajbeck. And we still haven't managed to randomly hit a, yeah. Let's see, how many... Okay, so there's 4 planets. Rocky. That one might be okay. Probably has storms, but I can live with storms. Radioactive. What I'm trying to find is one that's just not going to be all the time, constantly, like a frozen planet or a nuclear planet is going to constantly be eating away at your hazard protection. Anytime you're on the surface, whether there's a storm or not. And I'm just looking for a planet that won't be doing that. I think the rocky planet might... It'll have hot storms, but it shouldn't have constant hot temperatures that'll drain your suit. So, there is one more, and I'm trying to find it. I'm guessing, based on that it's behind the big red planet here. That's why we can't see it. Yep. It's kind of hiding. What do we got? Ah! Damn it! It's verdant, but look! Aggressive sentinels again! Why do they all have aggressive sentinels? Okay. Now, if I land on this planet and get out of the ship, it's going to automatically create a restore point, and we will not be able to go back to the other save. So, I guess this is it. We're going to take a chance on the rocky planet. I will probably find that I was wrong and that it is hot all the time, and I won't be happy. But there's really not a lot I can do about it now. I've jumped enough times. And we can't keep this as our primary system anyway. We still have to eventually find get one of our scanners and find an outlaw system to settle in. But at least it looks like we found a convenient location right off the bat. I believe that is a minor settlement directly below us, and that means that will make for a good free landing spot. And I mean, if it is reasonably... Oh no! Look! Oh, cool. Okay, so it is not. It turned out it's a good one, guys. I mean, obviously it's gonna have weather and stuff, but. Nope, it's cold. Nah, never mind. It just took a second for it to kick in. It's probably blistering hot during the day and freezing cold at night. Crap. Oh, another A class. Oh, that one's got a paralysis mortar already installed. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. It's not. Look how cheap it is compared to the one we bought. Oh, ours was a rifle. I didn't realize that ours was a rifle. I thought it was. Look at it. It looks like a pistol. Look, it looks just like this one does. But okay, so that explains why this one was more expensive. So this pistol is cheap, and we're going to buy it. But we're not actually going to use it. We're going to continue using the rifle, but we bought it because later on we can break it down and get expansion slots and things like that from it. And we're just gonna use this planet as our base of operations if we build a base at all. Like, I don't think we even need to build a base right now. They inhale deeply, tasting the desert air that has followed me into this once sterile facility. They bark out what could be a warning. I hurriedly mime that I am peaceful and know little of their kind or language. They take a second to think, then grab my multi-tool while barking again into my visor, streaking it with saliva. They point at the mining beam charge indicator, then at my backpack. I do my best to keep calm. We would be charging that with carbon. Warrior grunts in satisfaction, impressed by both my gift and my understanding. They teach me several new words of their language. Yay! So we got 2. I don't know if 2 is considered several. I would think that would be considered, 2. A pair. Several would be 3 or more. I would, in my personal opinion, that's what I would say. Ooh.
Product received.
Buy them when you find them, man. Buy them when you find them. Need to open that suspicious pack of arms right there. Just see what we get out of it. Oh, I was gonna say it didn't change my multi-tool. I know why. Because I don't have. Sorry. I get used to. I put certain settings on. Like this should be 1, and really that's the only one that I plan on using right now. So, but I did. Yeah, one of the reasons I wanted to buy this is because you can do this as well. It had this on it that I wanted. I can take it off of that multi-tool and put it on my other multi-tool for nothing. When I figure out it's that one, there it is. Okay, sorry about that. And all I needed to do was hit 1, but clearly I am. There we go. And of course we can't make unstable plasma yet, but often you can buy it. So let's see if he's got any. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have any. Okay, so since he doesn't have any, we will check this. And it does have some.
Product received.
There we go. Alright, so
Technology recharge.
recharge that. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We don't need it. Okay. I am. This is actually a good stopping point, and we've had a pretty long one, and I was planning on stitching this one to the previous one anyway, so that's going to make it about 3 hours long, 3.5 hours long, really. So I'm going to take a break, and I will resume with another recording when I get done, and I will see you guys in the next episode.